enough playing around. So here is my inspiration that I got. These are pictures that I found on Pinterest, and I wanted to do a play on words. And I wanted it to be sexy as well. And I know there's a lot of ghost face inspired things out there, but I figured I would try my own. So let's see how it comes out. Here's a TikTok I try to make. I'll add it here. It's not very good. I need to work on my transitions, but that's all part of the journey. This is the first version of it. It actually didn't come out terrible. The color, though, I'd say needs a lot of work. So, and also I realized that the character needed to become stronger because he was just kind of holding the knife. And so, I kind of needed to make the knife a little bit more of a focal point, something that's like, it looks like it's coming at you. And as you can see, I'm trying my best with the lettering. Then I had the idea to make it drip. Then, of course, I knew I wanted it to be a red background just to make it pop more. Here I'm doing a little bit more work on Ghostface. I lifted the knife up a little bit. It looked a little better. I think I end up switching him some more. I feel like I actually gave him more muscle here. This is the second version. Yeah, I give him a little bit more muscle, more definition. I knew I needed to work too on the mask. It would look a little, I don't know, it didn't look natural. And of course, I had a hard time where to put the letters because they weren't exactly fitting where they wanted to be or where I needed them to go. So yeah, so here I am adding little tiny details to add shadows. Honestly, on second look, I feel like I didn't necessarily have to do the little sketch marks. They actually took forever, and then by the time when you add the shadow at the end, when you color it in, you could actually make the suggestion of the muscles. So yeah, I would say this is probably the sketching phase is probably my favorite part of doing anything. I don't know, there's just something about black and white and being able to change things. Yeah, and then also I had a weird idea to put my QR code there, but I mean it stays there for a minute, but then after a while, I think just the @dark fugue is enough to put like somewhere in a corner, just in case people want to find me or whatever. Do want to sell this sticker, so we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. But so far, yeah. And then here I am doing shadow work, like my therapist said I should do. Just kidding. And now for the fun part, the part that everyone loves, is especially me. I love to just kind of draw like used to back in elementary school, back before we had to grow up. But yeah, this is honestly like the best part. It's not the same as on paper, but I don't know. I prefer it mainly because you could just mess around with the colors more, and I don't know. I mean, I still like drawing on paper, but there's something about drawing on a tablet that's pretty therapeutic in my opinion. Definitely not your grandfather's sticker, that's for sure. I think these close-ups are actually pretty cool. I actually made them to make some TikToks with them, and they actually came out pretty good. The people in the comments are hilarious. Yep. Yep, a bit more. Showing me. Coloring those in. Yeah. Looks pretty good. You could really start seeing like the final like version. I believe this is the the third time that I tackle this piece, and all in all, I mean, I don't know how long really it took me to make this, but I mean, I'm gonna guess, all said and done, sketching and coloring and the editing, I think I spent about 20 hours on this, probably a little bit more. But yeah, but honestly, it was a ton of fun. It was a lot of fun designing it, thinking of all the possibilities. Here's also my work setup. As I like to work, so specifically here, I was watching the pit stop um, about current drag race. I think it was All Stars. But yeah, just kind of a few shots of me, just just watching YouTube, drawing, sitting at my desk, minding my own business, staying in my own lane. Yeah, I think that's the final version right there. And low key, I wasn't sure if any print shop was going to print it for me because you know how they have to look at it. So I was really worried. I went through Staples because I wanted to get it that day, and yeah, they were just not responding to me. So in the meantime, I made backroom stickers. That's how long and nervous I was being. And yep, finally they approved the design, and I went to go pick it up. And actually, I'm very happy about how they came out. Honestly, I feel like I probably should have ordered more. I think I only got 24 done for like 20 bucks. But, you know, I think they came out pretty cool. I don't know, maybe I'll do a fourth one where it's like shiny or something. But yeah, that's the final versions. So, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Stay spooky.